Culture Foolishness, the podcast. This is episode 5. I am Creed of Exodus Studios, architectsmars.com, and my co-host Eon.
Coach Tamara Simone, your favorite life coach's favorite life coach. And if you don't know, now you know.
Baby. So this episode, the title is actually by our illustrious coach Tamara Simone. So I'm gonna hand it back over to her to let you guys know what we talking about today.
That boy said illustrative. Anyway, the title of episode 5 is Social Cyclops. The one dimensional that is essentially required to survive cancel culture.
Surviving being a celebrity, it's like you're in a box and you
No, it ain't.
cannot.
This ain't
Oh,
celebrity. No,
yeah, no,
you
you're
say
right.
you say the right thing, somebody will go on your LinkedIn and harass your job and get you fired.
That is true. It's deeper than that. Yeah, it
It's
used to just be celebrities. Now anybody, because
anybody can get that work.
anybody can. You right, because somebody do something on they literally. I've seen so many TikToks where the person is like, fine, blah blah blah, and then in the comments three down they be like, got him. I'll be like, God, who are these people? Don't have shit to do. But some of the people be deserving to get found if they be on some bullshit for sure.
Yes, yes, but then we question: should you lose your livelihood just because you say something that people don't like?
Now, say something. No. Now, what I've seen has been people would do something
Well, yeah, like if it's like an
out and
incident that
right.
happened,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
but there's also instances where people just say something that's controversial or say something that folks don't like, and people are like, "Nope, we gonna dig into this person," and they do, and get them fired.
Which is crazy. Now, if it's, I feel like if a employer terminates somebody based on um something that's more of a they said something to somebody type thing and it's like their word versus the other person thing, that's a little bit.
Well, no, but typically it's not their word. It's like this person that
um,
went online and
oh yeah
posted
yeah
something or
yeah
said
yeah yeah
something.
yeah
So then they show it to the employer like, this is who you have working for your company.
right, yeah, yeah, so you gotta be careful,
But you got to
gotta
be
be
careful what
careful.
you say on these internet streets when you have a regular 9 to 5. That's why I'm all for the foolishness of the culture. But y'all ain't
Hmm.
gonna get me fired. Y'all got the game messed up.
Yeah, I'll be saying crazy stuff, but I even know the line to
There is a
tiptoe
line.
on. I'll be on it, bitch. But
But how fair is that?
I don't think it's fair. I mean, obviously, if you brought up certain things, it would challenge people in terms of be like, well, what if somebody was a Ku Klux Klan member and they said XYZ and XYZ? Yeah, you mad if if that offends you, but at the same time, did they really do anything in terms of against the job? But what all I will say this, a lot of times when the people get fired, it be because they're doing something that's like the antithesis of what their job is too. So it's like if you're out here spewing hate and you work for a company that literally, not that any company is promoting hate, but as far as like something like something in hospitality or something where it's like literally what you do is supposed to be to take care of people and then you're saying stuff that shows that you're gonna be hella biased in that
Mm-hmm.
job, then I feel like it's somewhat warranted, but again, it's a slippery slope. It's just who's to say what's warranted and what's not.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mhm.
And against some of it is simply someone hurt your feelings a lot of people's feelings, and
Mhm.
for that you feel like they just shouldn't have a way to feed themselves anymore.
Right.
And like I think, and I don't know if you saw this, but it was maybe like a few weeks or a month ago, that like online dating show, that balloon pop show,
Yes.
and the guy he said something, he was like arrogant, he was like an a-hole or whatever the case may
Mhm.
be, but he was a plumber, and people found out where he worked, and they called and harassed his job so much, they got the job, the company got over like 500 calls, so much that they fired him just because he said something that hurt a lot of women's feelings.
Dude, probably a hell of a plumber. And lost his job based on something that now see, that's when I feel like, and I hate it's against women, so I'm not trying to undermine it being the who the victim of that was, but it's more so back to what I was saying. Do this person being a plumber and being obviously a misogynist, chauvinistic jerk of a person, does that affect how good they do plumbing though? And does their job require them to have a certain mentality when it's really just you're doing a task? It's different from the example what I use where it's like you're dealing with people on it's like, okay, for example, say the person saying hateful stuff, you find out they a doctor and they
I was going to say, do you
actually
want a real life example?
go for
There
it.
was a psychiatrist, if you will,
Uh-huh.
and she got online talking crazy about how black men need hit, like, oh, they need to go to therapy, oh, they're this, they're that, and she didn't outright mention specific things pertaining to her clients, but like she was basing her thoughts and her opinions on the experiences she had counseling black men.
Mm,
And a bunch of black women, shout outs to us a little,
mm,
a bunch of black women essentially rallied and got her fired. And so then
mm,
she got mad at all black people because she was like, I
mm,
was just trying to help y'all stupid ass and y'all got me fired. And it's like, so is that how you supposed to be talking and moving and everything like that? But you call
mm,
yourself being a counselor and trying to heal folks and all of the things, like you're supposed to be in a position to where you're a safe space. So you should never
mm,
get online speaking anything of any magnitude because you're supposed to
mm,
be a safe space. And that's how you move. So you're in a place where you're supposed to be trusted and you prove that you can't be that. And then it just got worse because then like you could tell she lost her job. Like she started doing videos in her car. I'm convinced she was living in there. She was wearing raggedy ass t-shirts on camera. She was looking a mess. And she was still like standing 10 toes down and talking her stuff. And I was like, girl,
well, I mean, shit, own it at that
you
point.
playing stupid games and you went in the dumbest prizes, but I
Yeah,
digress.
hey, I mean, people be liking it. They be liking it. I love it. They like it. I don't know. Um, so to not fully switch gears, but just to kind of, I guess, talk about that in relation to some things that's been going on recently, as far as I feel like the box that people have to be in as far as like not wanting to get canceled versus being seen as being on the far right or the far left or whatever thing. Because sometimes it's not necessarily being canceled, you just showing what your true feelings and affiliation is publicly, like um after the incident that happened with Donnie Don, um Elon Musk literally got on Twitter or X or whatever and pledged his support to Donald Trump. So yes,
I heard they're
okay.
calling him Teflon Don.
They giving him all type of cool nicknames that he don't deserve.
Many
Um
men,
like that song
many,
is
many, many, many
actually in the
men.
top 10 of iTunes, and the shit is like over 20 years old. It's just fucking stupid. Or it is about 20 years old. So what was I? I was talking about I was talking about Donald the It was somebody relating to
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. Thank you. So he is a basically the product that he makes the most money off of, one of, is Teslas. Who got the most Teslas? Fucking California. And nobody here barely fucking with Trump. So it's like you got way too much competition now as far as like other car makers that make, you know, basically better cars than you. The only thing that a lot of these cars don't have on him is the charging infrastructure is better with Teslas because they already have built that for their cars. Other than that, the cars be better than Teslas. They made better, they made by car companies. So I don't know if this was the time to try to alienate, a big chunk of your consumer base when it's all type of issues that been happening with Teslas with the damn autopilot, getting into accidents, all this stuff. So I don't know, bro. I might have kept that to myself. But again, it's because he doesn't care about what people think about him either way because he's too rich in his head. Those be the only people that maybe give you somewhat of a true view, is the ones that's so damn rich they just don't give a fuck.
Well, people who are rich and rich in a way in which, not that they can't be canceled, but that it will be real hard to.
Yep.
And even though, the current times is definitely that of a cancel culture, we're also a very forgetful culture.
Mm-hmm.
Like next week we'll be talking about something else, and then people will no longer be mad and they'll just go buy a Tesla.
Yep.
So
Yep.
he
Yep.
also knows that.
And he does.
So it's like,
And
okay,
he
they mad
does.
this week, but they won't be mad next week. It'll be
Right. I'm
fine.
sure the stock gonna go up again. And then, one
But that stock through the
thing.
roof right now is
Right.
cooking.
And then one thing to speak to as well, obviously, is going on the Republican side. Typically, they be having some money. So he ain't gonna lose support from them, so they gonna keep buying the damn cars too. So he good, he could say whatever. It's kind of like what you said is like too big to fail type shit. Cause Jeff Bezos could say some crazy shit. Who gonna stop using Amazon? It ain't even about him no
I
more.
know I'm not. I ain't even canceling
So
Prime. Keep my Prime. That thing on auto pay. Okay.
oh my god. So before we move forward, because since I was kind of skating around Donnie Don, I do want to talk about the incident. Cause I don't know,
The
man.
assassination attempt.
I feel like they
That's
play.
what it's called in the news.
I just feel like they playing in our face right now. Cause it's literally like WWE. Like, maybe it's because I live in California and I've been exposed to theatrics and fake blood and all them type of things. Like, I recognize the fakery. I think it's the people that live in Idaho that's believing this harder because they like, my goodness. And I'm looking like, why his blood not runnier? Ain't he like I'm just not buying it. I'm not buying it. Like, I feel like even the pictures that have come out, it looked like they photoshopped it to look more worse than it was when I saw it on video. Like, just stop it.
The problem is the optics.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, regardless of whether it was fake or whether it wasn't, the
Right.
optics of it is it happened
And
by some lone wolf,
he's
and
so strong.
he's so strong that he got up and raised his fist in the air and took it like a G. That's the took it like a G. And I see your face, and I know what you're thinking. However, and I'm not speaking for me
Right.
whatsoever. I'm speaking for a lot of other people who are
Mhm.
seeing that and being like, "Oh, he's strong," versus the other person that
Yeah.
is trying to remain in office Good old JoJo.
He's calling his vice president Trump and calling other people the wrong names on camera,
If the
and
wind blow too hard, then he's
he'll
gonna fall
blow over.
down. Somebody said if he get a vaccine, then he might not make it through that. So forget getting shot by a bullet. If he gets shot by a needle, then it may be Kamala. So
Yeah.
that's the optics. Regardless of what happened and what didn't happen, that's the optics.
Oh, I know.
And
Trust me, I know all too well. When I will when I watched it, I literally saw it come on pretty much after it, like right after it happened. I happened to be watching TV with one of the homies, and we were just looking at each other, just like shaking our heads, like, because again, the people who just don't buy stuff just right off the bat, that don't believe it or whatever, like you said, it doesn't matter, because now it's just a whole bunch of pictures of him with a bloody face with his fist up. And that's what to me made it the least believable. You've been rich your whole life. Now you old. You a year and a half away from being 80 years old. Literally. And you get shot. Ain't never got shot in your life. Or even if it was the teleprompter glass come, whatever the fuck happened, and then you hear gunshots. If you had have acted like a normal person that happened to, then I probably be less on the whole, this is fake, whatever. Because if he looked like, I was like, oh damn, I don't like you, but damn, I don't want them to kill you. I would have been that mentality versus like, really, dog. Like it was like soon everything the way it happened, it was just a really, really, really okay. I,
in my mind, when it happened, then and ambitions as a writer start playing in the background.
in my head, it was like the music from Benny Hill. Can't stand it. Anyway,
Anywho,
because we could talk about this a whole show, and there's really not that much more to talk about other than it happened. I don't buy it. It doesn't matter because it looks like what it was supposed to look like, and psychologically, the I'm gonna say this in a nicer way than, because this is the reason why I have to pause and speak a little slower, guys, because my brain thinks of it and it's something that's fucked up. So I'm gonna say it nicer. Um, but people who um I guess are more trusting in terms of the government and authority and things like that, obviously they're going to feel like what transpired, and it's face value. And now, he got up and looked like that, and he's strong and whatever. So now we got to see how much this really swings everybody over his way. I mean, it's still, what was this, July? You still got some months, and like you said, the way the news cycle is, people be forgetting stuff. So he gonna
I
milk
won't
the shit
deny
out of
it. I'm a
this.
straight rider. You don't want to fuck with me.
Mm.
My ambitions as a rider.
Oh,
Okay.
Trumpy poo. So yeah, that's that. So, as far as what other situations would you like to talk about?
Are you talking about the media's influence? Because I mean, like
Yeah.
while we're in a realm of politics,
Yeah.
I think it's very interesting how um a lot of celebrities that speak on
Mm.
political matters or who are involved in or who is given a voice and an opinion in the political process are not people with political backgrounds, and not saying it has to be all that, but like
Mhm.
you see like a lot of like rappers and social media personalities and not even like people who have like had a reputation of being socially conscious. No,
I'm gonna
like
ask them.
like love him or hate him, you notice that the mainstream media never talks to Dr. Umar.
Oh no, they don't want to hear
They
what he
don't want
got to
that
say
smoke.
because he gonna go in. He gonna be like, first of all,
I know.
my brothers, you
Then he gonna start
know,
promoting that school. But anyway,
get on school.
um, that's my only issue with him. But
uh,
yeah, so like you'll go to a Cardi B, and no
mm,
disrespect to Cardi B, you'll go to an Amber Rose, and all the disrespect to Amber Rose.
she
You'll
has a
go
tattoo on
to,
her forehead. I'm not listening to nothing she say about nothing.
I mean,
Nothing
I,
from nothing, Lee, nothing. I'm not listening to nothing you have to say. You have no hair and a tattoo right here, right there. No,
I feel like they've even like asked like sexy red like stuff like that, and I'm just like,
stop.
all right,
Because I
like I
know
don't.
she's a Trump supporter, but see, stop myself because my brain just about to. That woman there. I'm gonna try to be different, man, because
He say try to be different.
it's just anybody that starts talking about it is not a fan, pretty much is just gonna spew bile. So I'm just not
Yeah,
gonna be that person. She's a black person from a bad situation that now has money. So I'm happy for her. Yeah.
Oh mercy. But yeah, so I find it interesting that that's how the media likes to kind of play things, because obviously if you bring someone in with a higher level of consciousness, then they're going to speak to something that is going to awaken people.
Well, they learned
And
that in the 60s,
well,
having
yes,
Malcolm X and Martin Luther King on them talk shows and James Baldwin articulate. So like they learn, they don't want them people. It's just like when the news go to the neighborhood, they look like if somebody got on a just regular clothes like a normal person, they're like, nah, the one with the bonnet on and the dirty t-shirt. That's who we need to talk to because
I think
she's
they're
gonna
wearing a
tell us.
diaper. Get her. I think she's
Yeah,
wearing a diaper. Get her.
yeah,
Get her.
yeah,
Hurry up. Hurry
yeah.
up.
Oh no,
Hurry
it's
up.
just a bad BBL. Oh well, even better. Come on and
No,
talk
no,
to
no, it's a diaper and a bad BBL. Hurry up. She's getting her some fire. Hurry up. Hurry up.
her. No, Ultima.
No, no,
Uh,
no. No. The type of hood rat I'm talking about is in Sunfire in
you know
2024.
what? You know what? That's worse. So you know what? Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
They making
yeah.
new Ultimas. They ain't making new Sunfires. She's getting into Sunfire.
That's true. Or G6 Pontiac.
Shout out to Pontiac. They was
Um,
they was in their bag back in the day.
man,
But
I miss
anyway,
them.
um, yes, yes. So it's again full circle. It goes back to the optics of
Yep.
things, because when you see people of melanin descent and
Hmm.
they're on TV and they're articulate and they're intellectual and all of these things, then it's hard to say that all niggas do is steal and shoot people and knock up women and then don't take care of their kids. It's hard to
Hmm.
say that when that's what's on TV. But if all you see on TV is NBA young boy,
Hmm.
then you can absolutely go with your stereotype, and it's like, see.
Well, I think, and this to me should I guess the people on the fence about going Republican or not or staying on a Democrat, the swing voter, which I don't even get that because yo needs and your issues shouldn't change. So it's find a person in line with it the most. I don't know what you swinging about, but whatever. That's a whole nother conversation. But the way Republicans choose the black people that they put in the forefront is two types only. You either got the sexy reds, the Kodak blacks, the super ghetto fabulous ones
So
that
is
are
that just
it.
Republicans? Because
No, no,
Democrats
no,
do it
no. Hold
too.
on, hold on, hold
Okay.
on. Let me finish. And um the super ultra coon like whitewash black person.
Hmm.
It's no in between. It's either that guy or the extremes because they like the extremes because they like to show because what little do the Kodak blacks and the sexy reds know when they have you around them, they're kind of like, yeah, they like us, but we're really trying to keep them like this, though. This is what we're trying to do because that's what they feel safe with. They don't feel safe with the super smart black person being all artistic. They like that dumb,
Hmm.
you know. But what were you going to say about the Democrats? They do similar stuff, but I feel like the
Well,
Republicans are more blatant with theirs.
I think theirs is definitely a little bit more cartoonish.
Yes, yes.
However, the Democrats do it as well. In
Well,
fact,
they do
in
it
fact,
in cornier ways
I was gonna
almost.
say like when they had the trap rap song about like get your booty to the polls, and then they have these catfish fit, these fish fries for Democrats to vote, and like stuff like
They do corny shit. They do both do corny shit actually, but it's
yeah.
like they just do it in different ways, honestly. Cuz at the end of the day, it's a predominantly white system trying to connect with these,
And
you
the only black people, if they have black people around, are black people who are out of touch.
yep, yep, yep. It's, I mean, the Democrats is a little better because they do have some that's more tapped in a little bit. I feel like the
Well, okay.
ones that's in the Republican side is completely out of
Well,
touch.
theirs is again, theirs is more cartoonish, but
Hmm.
I argue is the Democrats any better because they do this whole, well, let's come out with this, like there was a song that was out like, oh, if you don't go vote, then you can't smash, like type of thing. And then they do these fish fries and all and these bake sales or whatever like that. Is if the only way you can relate to black people is if you start talking about hot sauce in your purse and
Yeah,
give them some
yeah.
catfish
Trust
nuggets and
they
like
corny, and they
it's
both
so
do
again it's
racist,
all corny, so
and
I'm
they
just
do
like, and just because the Republicans is a little bit more cartoonish doesn't mean that the Democrats method is more acceptable.
no
It's all
both.
trash.
No, it's all trash. Like, trust me. You know how I feel about this election when it comes to one versus the other. This is like a garbage fire right now, and they both in the same dumpster together. Like, this is terrible. Like, this is probably the worst choices that I have seen in my entire life, not just as a person who could vote, but as a kid remembering presidential elections. And this is the worst. This is the absolute worst. Like, you got an open, racist, bigoted person who say crazy stuff, seem like they really not even equipped to even do this job, but they want to do it anyway. And other people really doing the job when he was there. So that's another thing. And it's a whole bunch of people you don't want to be doing it. So, like, that, my whole thing too, as far as that, how was women of any race, especially, the people that voted for him the most, they went at your whole rights as women with these weird Supreme Court judges, and they still supporting this fool. And I'm like, so you more racist than a gender? You was
Hmm.
That's wild to me.
Yeah.
But whatever.
I've come to understand that I don't have to understand everything.
Right.
Like some things are that and it don't make sense to me, but it don't have to.
Hmm.
Because trying to make sense of it just causes unnecessary stress. Life is short enough and
Yeah,
hard enough.
at the end of the day, um, I feel like this social cyclops that everybody's living in is just everybody on the surface level have to portray this certain image, or you can only go so far, essentially. And that's really what it is, because yeah, you could say what you want, you can do what you want, but the
But you're not
right,
free from the
you're
consequence.
not free from the consequence. That's life though, that's with
I mean,
anything.
it's life,
But this
but
is more of a microaggression type thing that's
mhm.
happening within that. So it's messed up, but
Like 20
I
years ago, you could say something crazy and you
eh,
still gonna have your job.
right, because no, it ain't recorded 15 different ways. And
Uh-huh.
even on the Facebook days when people would have a crazy status on Facebook, it would just be
The
that,
crazy status, and it
and
just
that
was
would
in the
be it.
abyss of Facebook land. And now it's
Mhm.
like,
Got your ass. But I feel like this is a subject that we definitely can
we'll revisit.
revisit, and
I'm sure
sort.
something will
Oh,
happen. Someone will get
tomorrow.
canceled. Yeah, someone's getting canceled as we speak.
Yep.
So, we'll definitely be able to come back and you know, the social cyclops continues, or part two,
Yes.
or
Yes.
what the series of social
It can
cyclops.
really be a series, because you did name the shit out of it, so we could definitely do a series on this, because I like it and I think it's relevant to what our lives are now. And honestly, I mean, we could do things even talking about how to navigate it in certain ways, so we definitely gonna touch back on this. But I think
Let
we
us
go.
know if that's something that you guys would be
Yes,
interested
and
in. Let us know in
hit
the
it in the
comments.
comments, let us know. But I think with that, we're gonna go on and wrap it on up.
Show
I
you right.
am Creed of Exodus Studios at architectsmars.com.
And I am Coach Tamara Simone.
Show you right. And this episode was brought to you by architectsandbars.com. Sample sale still going. Check us out. And with that, we are out.